Hello Pisces, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if this is not your first time. This is going to be a general reading for February, and I'm really excited to do this one for y'all. Hope you're doing well. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here with me, and for all the people who watch the end. I love you guys. Thank you so much. That really helps to build up my channel's family, and yeah, I'm always looking to grow the Pisces family for sure. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. Seems like Spirit's excited, ready to chat. Yeah. As always with tarot, use your intuition. Take what resonates, leave whatever doesn't feel like it's your story. And tarot is timeless, so whenever you come to this message, there might still be lessons for you to learn. Cool. So these two cards fell out of the deck, which is beautiful. We've got Temperance and the Seven of Pentacles. Wow, in reverse. Okay, beautiful. So within the tarot, sevens are an invitation. And with the Seven of Pentacles, I know that this is an invitation, especially with Temperance coming out right with it. This is an invitation to deepen your connection with the Spirit, and to offer more trust to Spirit to help you accomplish whatever it is, these things that you're growing so diligently. There's so much like love and patience here, and you know, even though in this picture it kind of looks like this person's just waiting and there's not a lot happening, Spirit is here coming out to say, yeah, a lot of things are happening. A lot more is happening underneath the surface than you can even really understand at this current moment. And like Judgment coming out underneath the bottom of the deck. Spirit is coming out strong with these messages of patience and finding balance, and utilizing this time of waiting, of in between, this like transitional period, as a time where you can really deepen your sense of self, your understanding of who you are, finding that balance within yourself. Because, you know, at any stage of our life, balance is going to look a little bit different. And so, you know, along the way, we kind of have to recheck in with ourselves and say, what is it that I need now? What feels right now? And what can I do differently so that I feel more comfortable in my body right now, in my space, in my own mind, you know, really. So yeah, these are like the overarching energies of what this reading is going to be for this month. Yeah. So there might be a little bit of anxiety within you right now. This feels like a current energy. I do want to say, you know, don't fear the tarot. There is nothing within the tarot that should bring you anxiety. The tarot is meant to be your friend. It's meant to help us reflect on energies within our life, you know, and not as like a way of like warning, but more of an offering of like, you know, that internal work that can happen when you are willing to reflect on some of these energies in your life. But with the Nine of Swords, I know that there is this like, maybe there's something that's kept you up at night, maybe there's something that, you know, kind of just keeps ruminating in your mind. And especially when you're in periods of transition, the mind kind of like starts to go a little bit off, you know, like a little bit, it kind of wants to like take over, because the mind, the ego, really wants us to stay stuck in what's familiar. And when you're going through times of transition, when Spirit is helping usher in these new experiences for you, sometimes the ego thinks, oh, I'll keep myself safe by, you know, sticking to the same like patterns of thought that I've always had, or, you know, ruminating so deeply on these things that really haven't even come into fruition. So what the swords are is our mind, it's our mental state, it's the nervous system. It's the way that our mind perceives the world. It's not necessarily how the world is right now. And especially with this like beautiful energy of the Temperance coming out, I know that like the Spirit is holding you a lot more closely than it might feel to you. And I think what like these cards are asking is like to offer some of these fears over to Spirit, to, you know, maybe pray if that's your thing. You know, it doesn't have to be like what the Abrahamic religions teach us about prayer, but it's more of like a mantra, more of like a something that you can like repetitively do so that like it calms your mind. This could be meditation. This could be, you know, anything sort of rhythmic that feels good for you, that feels like a release and not something like it's adding more stress to your life. I also want to say writing maybe some of these thoughts down that just seem like they're like really like cycling in your mind might help to stop the cycle before it takes you on a spiral. And we all have, you know, these moments where our mind can start spiraling. So I don't want it to seem like, you know, it's anything out of the ordinary, but there are ways that, and tools and resources that we can utilize. Because yeah, the Four of Wands is out. This is like beautiful self-celebration. This is like honoring yourself and honoring your connection with the divine. Because I can see with this card, like, you know, your connection with the divine is strengthening. And it's funny, not really funny, haha, but it's interesting and kind of different than I would expect, the way that Spirit can deepen these connections with us. And sometimes it does happen through like these moments of like the mind going a little bit too crazy. That's when Spirit can really step in and be like, hey, let's take it easy. You know, you're being too hard on yourself, or whatever it is. Something is ending with the Ten of Swords out and the Tower in reverse. This is really beautiful energy. You go from the Nine of Swords to the Ten of Swords. And like I was just saying, like, I love the Tower energy. It's not really something to fear at all. It's a medicine that Spirit's offering you. It's a change in your perspective, it looks like, with all these swords coming out. It's an ending to the way that you once were, the way that you once treated yourself, maybe the way that you once saw the world is ending, and it's changing now. Another sword. Wow, another swords card did come out. That's funny that was already coming out of my mind. Yeah, it looks like you have kind of freed yourself from this mental prison, especially with the Two of Swords, and the moon is on this card. Like, I see this as something like maybe not even super visible to the world, but a way that you can feel changed, and that's the most important part. It doesn't have to look like this huge big change. It's all about how you're feeling and what, you know, you're allowing yourself to feel. And, you know, I think that is like cause for celebration. With the Six of Wands coming out in reverse, this is calling forth a celebration of yourself. This is calling forth like when these endings do happen, which I see that this ending has happened, like you have ended this this mind state, this mental prison, I want to say. It helps us feel like the chapter has really closed when we're able to celebrate these endings and give ourselves these moments. I think that's why the Four of Wands came out too. Now we got the Six of Wands, which is the celebration card. It is the success, the victory, the allowing ourselves to be honored, you know? And first that comes from ourselves. We can't really wait for other people to honor ourselves. You know, we have to know that we're worthy of these acts of love, and we have to actually be willing to give those acts of love to ourselves, especially with the Empress coming out on the bottom of the deck. Like, this shows me that you're ready to receive love, and really benefit you, I think, and all of us really, to implement more of these times of celebration into our life. Whenever like a chapter closes, or we've, broken our way out of a certain cycle, marking that end of a cycle helps the mind realize that something's ended and a new life can begin now, a new chapter of your life, a new cycle that you can enter into now. I really want to keep this Empress out. I feel like she is a powerful card. Now I'm going to do a little clarifying. Clarify with this deck. All right, clarify the Nine of Swords first. Yeah, the Tower coming out. This is ended. This whole this anxiety, this rumination, this perspective that you were stuck in, this has come to an end. The Tower brings about this ending, and that is the medicine. This allowing yourself a new perspective to live in, and such freedom, such relief that comes from this Tower energy. Yeah. Oh my God, beautiful energy. Wow. And this clarifying the Four of Wands. Temperance with the Devil. I've only seen this duo come out one other time, and I'm pretty sure it was in the Taurus reading, I want to say. But yeah, this is ultimate balance. This is perfect connection to your higher self, your spirit calling, and your soul's depth, finding that balance between the two, which is so vital. We have to learn how to balance those two energies within us, both allowing ourselves the human pleasures, allowing ourselves to indulge, and allowing ourselves to be lifted by spirit and cared for and nurtured by this energy on the other side, whether that's your ancestors or your spirit guides or your source energy itself. This is a calling of finding that balance and recognizing that you have found this balance within yourself, and balance doesn't look like this perfect equilibrium of nothing changing and you finally hit that perfect little balance. Balance is more of an ebb and a flow of recognizing what feels good right now and what feels it could be pulled back a little bit. It's kind of like that, allowing yourself to juggle these two realms within us, and recognizing that we all have both spirit and like I said, the soul, or this light and this darkness within us, that shadow side and the light side commingling at all times, and allowing us that balance within us. Because if we're all love and light all the time, that's not balance. Life doesn't come without death. We have to recognize that when people say love and light and they think that they're free of the ego, that's not the case, because true balance comes when we recognize that we all have the ego, and you can't kill the ego, but you can allow your higher self more control in your life, as opposed to allowing the ego to take over. But recognizing the ego as a protective energy within us, it keeps us safe, and that's why we have it. We don't want to actually kill the ego, but we want to find a better balance for ourselves. And you've done this, and you're doing this, and it's a lifelong process, because we're always changing and evolving. Yeah, and I do want to say I love the Devil energy. I think it really is our birthright in this life to experience pleasure, and that comes with a lot of freedom. So we're going to clarify the Ten of Swords now. Yeah, beautiful. Wow, yeah. This is amazing. So we got the Fool that came out with the Ten of Cups and the Five of Cups. So this is what I was saying about finding balance. this Five of Cups energy can be a little bit like sad, a little bit like, heartbreaking to a certain extent, to, lose Three of your Cups. Of course, you're going to feel sad about that but the reality of this card, and this is, I'm going off the imagery of the Rider-Waite Tarot. The reality of this card is you still have 2 cups standing, and there is medicine that comes when you're able to grieve the 3 cups and allow that grief to pass. And recognizing that grief can come in waves, and to be really gentle with yourself in that space too. And recognizing that this wish fulfillment does not come about without some of this Five of Cups. Wish fulfillment, it's a journey to get to your wishes, and it is like a whole long pathway that you're going to experience a lot of different emotions when you're on your path to wish fulfillment. But the Fool card asking us to take that leap into faith and recognize that there is even when you're about to take this leap into faith, which is leading towards your wish fulfillment, you might still feel some of this scared sadness that comes from the Five of Cups, but not to fear. That's, not all of our emotions are the soul telling us the truth. It's sometimes the ego trying to keep us safe again. But that doesn't mean it's wrong to take this leap of faith if you are feeling afraid. That's why the Fool is here, to remind us that it's okay to let go. It's okay to feel the feelings, and it's also okay to feel fear and still make that plunge anyways, especially as this is clarifying the Ten of Swords. I think this is a recognizing that you aren't going to always feel all the good feelings only. That bullshit good vibe was only. It's no. What it is to be a human is to experience the path that it takes to get to the Nine of Cups, and to experience the sadness that comes from the Five of Cups, and to still put your best foot forward and still take that next step, because Spirit has something greater in store for you. Wow, that's some true medicine, Pisces. I really love this reading so far. All right, let's clarify the Tower. Oh yeah, the Lovers. I love the Lovers card. This is Gemini energy. The Lovers is also a recognition that what we love in other people is reflected back to us. It's just a reflection of our own self when we love parts of another. And usually what we love the most in other people are the characteristics, the qualities that we have within ourselves as well. And recognizing that self-love is that recognition. And self-love is that recognition that we have shadow and life within us. And that, it's the moment when we are able to accept these parts of ourselves that we previously shamed, or that have previously been shamed from our society or people in our life. When we are able to turn and face those things and tell ourselves we love those things about ourselves, that's when true self-love comes about. And the Lovers is just this perfect amalgamation of that recognition with an angel on it, especially in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. The Lovers is these two people free to be their own people, with the guiding hands of Spirit above them. And I think that's been a big recognition. I think that's part of this shifting in your mindset, is this self-love that you've been doing, and diving even deeper into that self-love. And that's a good way of finding control in life is like recognizing that you have control of yourself, and you are able, to a certain extent, you have control of yourself anyways. And like, the more you're able to love these aspects of yourself, the more you're able to move from a place of trust in yourself and trust in the world around you. And I also want to say it's not about the self-love that, you know, you're advertised. This is about self-love that, you know, is just nurturing yourself, giving yourself attention, giving yourself, you know, the love and support that a parent would give a child, you know, like a nurturing guardian would give a child. And it can be so much more than what's advertised online. It doesn't have to be you buying anything at all. This could be just like you drinking a sip of water in the morning, you know, right before you do anything else. This could be just like massaging your feet before bed. You know, this could be like giving yourself a quick massage in the shower as like a way of like connecting to your body again. Basically doing what you would want a lover to do for you and giving it to yourself. Yeah, 7 of Rods. This is awesome. Clarifying the 2 of Swords. So this is like you being willing to fight for what you love in your life and not giving a shit what other people are wanting from you, but you just like going for it and fighting for these things that you love, and giving yourself the permission to go after what your dreams are in this life, and not waiting for other people to give you permission, and not even giving a shit like what they think about you for going after these dreams of yours. In the traditional Rider-Waite, the 7 of Wands, I should say, in the Rider-Waite has this guy standing on a mound, like holding his staff, defending his mound with like 2 different types of shoes on, and this kid doesn't even care whatsoever. They're so busy just like being on top of their shit and like getting this higher ground and like, you know, defending their honor, defending their love, defending whatever it is, their passion, their goal, you know, fill in the blank. They're willing to defend it, and they're willing to do so with bravery and the freedom that comes when you don't give a damn what people think. Yeah. The 2 of Coins coming out to clarify the 6 of Wands with the 9 of Coins in reverse. So these cards are really just reminding you that you do only have 2 hands, though, Pisces, and you don't have to do everything yourself. In fact, you know, you can lean on spirit. You can also lean on, you know, the people that you trust in your life for support, maybe to help you remember all the amazing things about yourself, maybe to just like be there to celebrate with you, because sometimes it is more fun to celebrate with other people, but it doesn't have to be. But with the 9 of Coins coming out in reverse, I know this is like an energy of, even though you could do it all yourself, you don't have to, and it's actually best when you don't, because we're a social species. And especially with all these cards coming out, I just think there's this message here of if you feel like you want to call on support, you can do so either in the physical realm by, like, you know, calling on different resources for support, whether it's, you know, your family or friends, or if it's more along the lines of like a therapist or counselor. These are all incredible tools that we have access to, and of course not everybody does have access to those, so I want to hold space for that too. But there's lots of other resources that you can acquire, meditation being one to like still the mind, writing being another one to express some of these things, you know, working out to release some of the more pent-up emotions, but also that you can rely on those in the spiritual realm as well for your support. So whether that is your spirit and your like angels, or your source energy, or your ancestors, or your spirit guides, you know, there are so many supportive figures on the other side of the veil that you can lean on for support. And all it takes is, you know, reaching out and speaking, whether in your mind or out loud, like, hey, this is what I really want. Like, this is what I need. I need from you to do these things for me. Will you help me? You know, will you release me from some of this, like, anxiety? Will you help me find resources to blah, blah, blah? Fill in the blank. Like, there's literally endless ways that we can receive support in this life. But I never want to, like, dissuade somebody from going to therapy, because I love therapy. I think it's one of the best things that we can do for ourselves. One of the most incredible tools that changes lives every single day. And if you have the resources to find a way to therapy, I know that there's a lot of therapists now doing sliding scales, or like donation-based, especially since COVID, and they're all online. So like really we've opened the world to therapy a lot more deeply now than ever before. Yeah, this was a really powerful reading. I can see like this is like great change in your life, Pisces. This is like, you know, so much bigger than just like a little tiny change. This is like monumental life changes in the best way, in really positive ways. And I just want to say how proud I am of you for being able to face these changes with such great bravery, and being able to lean on spirit. I see spirit so incredibly present, and like these major arcanas out here are some of the most powerful and life-changing in really positive ways cards out on the table right now. So yeah, I do want to just say thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading. It's been a true blessing to be able to read this for you, and I'm sending you all very much love and support and protection, and as much guidance as I can. And I just want to say just how proud I am of you for being willing to face so much of this and doing so successfully. Just remember to celebrate yourself. Remember to have fun. Remember to bring yourself that joy and support that you so deserve, because you are so loved, Pisces. Oh, wow. Yeah, the Empress, all about just receiving love. Are you opening to receiving love? And can you feel that love coming from spirit? Because it's just this outpouring of love into you. Yeah. Thank you so much, Pisces. I'm so glad to be here with you, and I'm excited to read for you all again soon. Take care. Bye.